Add RAG to the agent. Day 19 is where everything finally clicks together. This is the moment AWS checks whether you understand the difference between an agent that acts blindly and an agent that acts based on verified knowledge. Because once agents can take actions, being wrong is no longer just embarrassing, it's dangerous. Imagine this. A national railway deploys an AI signal controller agent. Its job is to respond to signal faults, check maintenance rules, decide whether trains should stop or continue, and notify engineers. If this agent invents a rule, acts on outdated procedures, or guesses safety steps, trains stop incorrectly. Or worse, trains collide. So the railway makes one rule absolutely clear. This agent may only act based on official manuals. That is why RAG is added inside the agent. Here is the core idea you must lock in. An agent plans actions. If its plan is based on general knowledge, assumptions, or hallucinations, it will take wrong actions, not just give wrong answers. This is the key exam rule. Agents without RAG hallucinate actions, not just text, and AWS considers that unacceptable. Now let's place RAG in the agent loop. This is exam gold. A user gives a goal. The planner, the LLM, starts reasoning. Before it acts, it retrieves facts, rules, and policies using RAG. The planner updates its plan using that retrieved context. Only then does the executor, Lambda tools, act. The results are observed, memory is updated, and the loop continues. The critical point is this: RAG happens before actions, not just before the final answer. Let's see what changes when RAG is added. Without RAG, the planner might think, signal faults usually mean stopping trains. That's a dangerous assumption. With RAG, the planner retrieves the real rule. Section 8.3. If fault code X12 occurs during peak hours, trains must continue at reduced speed. Now the plan changes. The decision changes. The action changes. RAG doesn't just change wording, it changes behavior. Let's walk through the railway example step by step. A controller says, there's a signal fault near Central Station. What should we do? The planner does not act immediately. It pauses and says, I need the official procedure. The agent triggers RAG. The query may be rewritten for clarity. Tighten embeddings convert it into vectors. The vector store retrieves signal fault rules, safety thresholds, escalation procedures. Now the planner updates the plan. Identify the fault code. Check rule section 8.3. Decide reduced speed versus full stop. Notify maintenance. Only then does the executor act. Lambda calls the monitoring system. Lambda notifies engineers. Finally, memory stores the decision so the agent doesn't repeat itself. This is a knowledge-driven agent. AWS expects you to know two RAG patterns for agents. The first is plan, then retrieve. The planner decides what information it needs, then RAG fetches it. This is best for complex, safety-critical decisions and is what the exam prefers. The second is retrieve, then plan. RAG runs first, then the planner reasons. This is faster but less flexible and less safe. If the scenario is safety-critical, plan, then retrieve is the correct answer. Now let's anchor this to AWS services. The LLM planner runs in Amazon Bedrock. Embeddings are created using Titan Embeddings v2. Retrieval comes from OpenSearch Serverless or a Bedrock knowledge base. Actions are executed by Lambda tools. Memory lives in a vector store or database. Tracing and debugging use CloudWatch and X-Ray. If AWS asks, how does an agent access enterprise knowledge before acting? The answer is RAG inside the agent planning loop. One more important distinction. Guardrails and RAG solve different problems. Guardrails block unsafe outputs. RAG provides correct facts. If an agent makes a wrong decision, guardrails won't fix it. RAG will. This is a classic exam trap. Memory and RAG together are extremely powerful. The agent can remember past retrievals, previous decisions, and outcomes. That means fewer repeated searches, lower cost, and faster decisions over time. Memory can be short-term or long-term, but it always works alongside RAG. Now watch for the traps. Do not add RAG only to the final answer. Do not expect the LLM to recall policies from training. Do not use fine-tuning instead of RAG. Do not let tools decide logic. The correct flow is always, RAG informs the planner decides. Tools execute. Here is the one sentence to memorize. RAG gives agents facts before they act. If you remember that, day 19 is solved. Final self-test. An agent must decide operational actions using internal manuals. How should it be designed? Add RAG inside the agent planning loop before tool execution. That's day 19 mastered.